It is so awesome to see this big room filled with so many caring community members. My name's Julie Carey, and I'm so happy to be here again to help support FACETS' work to open doors for individuals and families battling the effects of poverty and homelessness. Today, you're going to be treated to something very special. You're going to be hearing from people in our community who have been writing their next chapter with FACETS' help. Each of their stories highlights the key role we all play in ending homelessness and breaking the cycle of poverty for future generations. It's because of your kindness and that of hundreds more who tutor, mentor, and move individuals and families into homes that FACETS remains effective and has the ability to help individuals in need move forward in their lives. Faith communities, as you all know, also integral in the success of FACETS programs. Two programs in particular would not be possible without the support of nearly 50 faith communities in Fairfax County. Because of you, more than 350 individuals were given a safe place to sleep and a warm meal during last winter's season. That came through the hypothermia prevention and response program. Additionally, the Hot Meals program has served more than 21,000 meals, 7 days a week, for the past 28 years.
Welcome. Welcome to this great event. Welcome to this great organization. My name is Chap Peterson. I represent the 34th Senate District, which is the area around Vienna and Fairfax City, extending out to Centerville. And I'm here in my Senate capacity, but also as somebody that every Sunday morning we worship the God that protects the sick, the friendless, and the needy. And is it one of those things that you just say a prayer on Sunday morning, or is it one of those things that you live it out in your life? And the reason why I believe you all are here is because you live it out in your life. You know, I grew up in this community, and I've been representing it since the 90s when I was first elected to the city council. And one of the things I've learned is that there's two great misconceptions about Fairfax. One is everybody's wealthy, and the second thing is nobody gives a damn about their neighbor. Neither of those things is true. And I can tell you from having lived in this community, having knocked on doors, having talked to organizations like this, that as a matter of fact, there are a significant number of people that are struggling in this community, and there are even a greater number of people that care about them and look out for them. You know, a few weeks ago, I mean, it was a couple months ago, we had a great snowstorm. And it was about 2.5 feet of snow, and it was very exciting in my household. I have 4 children. And we bought a bunch of movies, we got a bunch of food, you know, I got a case of beer, well, 6-pack of beer, and it was great. We look forward to it. But what if you didn't have a home? What if you had nowhere to go? Who looks out for these folks? And the bottom line is the people that are here today, you look out for them, and God bless you for that. I had a chance to chat with Councilman David Meyer before I stood up to the podium, and we were talking about, or he was telling me about the details of the hypothermia program, and you know we have not lost a life in Fairfax County for, I believe it was 12 years, he said, based upon the effects of this program, which makes sure that every night the homeless in our community are taken to a participating church and clothed and sheltered and fed and then basically protected for that evening. And I think that's what God intended us to do on this earth. So again, I thank you for that. So I'll just close by saying one of the great things I like about this breakfast is it's brief. I actually got to be in federal court later this morning, but I'm honored to be here. Thank you for asking me to be here, and keep doing the great things that you're doing. God bless you.
Senator, thanks for those very thoughtful words. It's also my great pleasure to introduce FACETS Executive Director, Margie Preston. Since she joined FACETS in 2014, its impact has only expanded, touching even more individuals battling the effects of poverty and homelessness in Fairfax County. Her vision, her passion, and expertise plays a critical role in FACETS' efforts to reach a day when no one in the county is homeless. So please join me in welcoming Margie Preston.
Good morning. Wonderful to see everyone so bright and early. Thank you for joining us today. This morning I want to begin by sharing a story with you. A story where every first page began with hope. Hope for a day when no one in our community would have to go hungry. And this inspired our founder, Linda Wimpy, and other caring community members to make a difference. And what a difference they made here in Fairfax County. 28 years ago, FACETS was born, and the collective community effort touching this hidden population was written. By delivering hot meals to individuals that were suffering from poverty and homelessness, hundreds of families and individuals were no longer unnoticed. Because of each of you and the compassionate community in which we live, Fairfax today has thousands that are helping write the next chapter, one future of an economic independence and a future of greater academic strides and higher forms of education for children. A future where safe, secure, and affordable housing is within reach. FACETS has been fortunate enough to reach beyond the basic needs to long-term solutions. And we have an enormous amount and need for prevention to go beyond just the walls of housing to truly improving lives. This past year has been a chapter to remember for FACETS. With our latest expansion, the operation of the Next Steps Family Program, we are now providing emergency shelter to families and increasing their housing opportunities in the South County area. And we continue our strong commitment to our education and community development work within low-income area community centers, where we assist families and children in breaking the cycle of generational poverty. FACETS remains committed to our vision of achieving a day when no one is homeless. This past year, we assisted over 2,100 individuals in securing dreams of a brighter future. I am personally proud to be part of FACETS' next chapter. Later this year, we are building capacity in our permanent supportive housing programs by adding 2 group homes, residential services, and additional apartment units. With the community support that you give, we can offer a complete continuum of care of those experiencing chronic homelessness and open a new door of opportunity and independence to our most vulnerable residents. FACETS' goal ties into a larger community plan. The 2016 point-in-time count reveals that there still remains 1,059 individuals experiencing homelessness in our community today. And they are struggling with the complexities of their lives where they find themselves unable to stretch their paychecks far enough and to pay their bills and to support their families. Others are evicted from their homes and they must sleep in their cars or in shelters. And some are sleeping in the woods. But I remain motivated by how far Fairfax County has come in casting the light on this future epidemic. Since the inception of the Fairfax Falls Church Partnership to Prevent and End Homelessness in 2008, there has been a remarkable 42% decline in homelessness. This represents 776 who are now safely housed. What a tremendous accomplishment that is for Fairfax County. But this does not mean that we can become complacent. Because of the fight against poverty and homelessness is far from over. We must remain diligent in our efforts to offer solutions to our neighbors in need. It is because of you, our most treasured supporters, that we have the ability to move forward one page at a time. Together, we can help people close what can be a dark chapter in their lives. FACET's story began with hope, and together we can ensure that this legacy continues. Thank you very much. Now please enjoy the FACETS video. Thank you.
The next chapter, I have very high hopes. They helped me gaining my confidence and to trust on myself like I had lost before, and now I applied for the jobs, and with their help they tried, and even still they're helping me finding the jobs. I had done CPR training and first aid before. When I heard that this FACETS is doing that training for free, and it was really great when I attended it. So it's a great thing, CPR first aid training.
Ended up being on the streets, and I was working at that time at an Exxon gas station, but I had a little health problem. And so I ended up on the streets, and I was on the streets for about 7 years, and then FACETS, they rescued me, and I've been housed since 2010. My great accomplishments is keeping this program. You know, there was a lot of temptations out there before when you first get housed. FACETS is helping me now as I've been molded into a different person.
Stephanie and Brianna were very shy girls prior to being on the cheerleading squad. With the help of a FACETS case manager, they were able to identify available squads that they could join in the area, and since then, both girls have really blossomed out of their shells and found confidence and joy in being cheerleaders. They are blooming into strong, beautiful girls with the full potential of being leaders among their peers.
Hey, all you want the fans? Let me see you. Clap your hands. Now that you got that beat, let me see you stomp your feet.
Well, my husband went back home to visit his brother because he was really sick. And I called his manager and I told him that he needs to go back home for emergency. And he said, okay, he can go. And I told him he needed 2 weeks. And when he came back after 2 weeks, and I called the manager again, and he said that he cannot come back to work because I gave him a week off, and he came after 2 weeks. So he did not follow the rules. So he laid him back and said that he cannot come back to work. It really means really big to me because we had insurance with his job. So I just worked like part-time, months here and there at a daycare. But it's basically him making the money for the home. FACETS and Melanie, since she was working with FACETS and she was helping me out with all the situation was going on. And at the end, then after 6 months of working together, we finally got the job back at another store, but we got it back.
I was on the Section 8 program when I lost my voucher. So I called the, I believe it was the Skill Source number, and told them what the situation was, and they introduced me to FACETS, and the person there introduced me to Miss Misha. I was having a hard time with my landlord. He was not nice. So when I introduced him to Miss Misha, she was like my bodyguard. So he kind of calmed down when he found out that everything he said to me had to go through her. FACETS has helped me write the next chapter in my life by showing me encouragement that Miss is going to be all right. I can do it. I told Miss Misha when I get in my house, you can come over for Thanksgiving.
I'm a tutor and a mentor. I work with the girls group.
I'm on the board of directors.
I help with the homework help, and Tuesdays and Thursdays I do girls group.
I do homework help.
I'm a board member. I'm at this point the senior board member. I've been on the board for 5 years, and I have participated in the ECD program, helping tutor a number of young men in high school.
Thank you, FACETS, for helping me write the next chapter.
I think that video definitely paints a very clear picture of the direct positive role that you all play in helping folks in Fairfax County write the next chapter in their lives. We've come to a special point in the program in which we're going to hear from some of FACETS clients directly. We'll be inviting them up to the podium. And the first of those is Leroy. Now, Leroy has been a participant of FACETS' permanent supportive housing program. Leroy has overcome obstacles, but he is now well on his way to writing his own new pages of recovery, hope, and stability. So Leroy, will you please come forward and share a few words with us today?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy to share my story with you all today. It all began about 2 years ago. Because of my addiction, I became homeless. I slept in cars, old buildings, even slept in parks in the summertime. I gave up on life during this time. I didn't think anyone cared about me. I felt like I was going crazy in circles. There was nowhere to turn. I just wanted to kill myself by drinking and using drugs. On March the 15th, 2015, I called my sister Jenny and told her that I wish I tried to get some help for my addiction. I asked her if she could help, would stop and help me. She then took me to a detox program in Chantilly, where I was able to not only get my mind right, but learn how to stay clean and sober. I've been clean and sober for a year, 13 months now. Thank you. I finally got my life on track. In the program, I began to learn about my disease of addiction and how to clean up my life as well, and develop new coping skills for my mental health. I've learned other health professionals stay on track. Although I was getting clean, I still didn't have a place to live. I knew I didn't want to go back to the old places where I used to live at. I lived and possible would make the same mistake. I needed to make better choices. My therapist referred me to Lamb Center to look for housing. I had no idea at the time I would run into a case manager from FACETS who helped me change my life. When I got to the Lamb Center, I ran into Ms. Chuckle Manning, a case manager of FACETS. She is a wonderful person who guided me through this new adventure of living in a place that I can call home. On October the 16th, 2015, 3.5 months after I graduated from the program, I've got keys to my own apartment today. I'm so grateful and thankful for the help I was given to find a new home. It may sound silly, but this new home helps me to stay clean and sober and on the right track. FACETS helps me meet my nutritional needs and provide transportation to my doctors, appointments, and even food and blankets during the blizzard. They cared about me so much, always making sure that I'm safe and keeping sober. What does this next chapter look like for me? I'm stable now. Two stable means that I can grow stronger as a person and who I am in God. I'm going to stay sober, continue the programs I'm currently enrolled in, and help others through my volunteering work. I'm very proud to volunteer at Pender's Thrift Store. It's like having a job and to help, and I'm so happy to be able to help other people. Eventually, I hope I have a real job, soon. With the support of FACETS. I know that we will get there real soon. I want to thank FACETS again for helping me and other people just like me. And they have really helped me turn my life around. Thank you.
Leroy, congratulations on your recovery and continued best of luck in that journey. Well, now I would like to welcome Fatima to the podium. She is a current participant of FACETS Education and Community Development Program. After arriving in this country 17 years ago with her sisters and her grandmother, Fatima has overcome challenges that had the potential of holding her back here. But now Fatima is on track to a rewarding career. She is creating a legacy of success for her family. Fatima, happy to have you with us. Good to see you again. Good luck.
Good morning, guys. My name is Fatima and I'm 23 years old. My journey with FACETS began 17 years ago when I first came to this country from Somalia with my grandmother. FACETS was there to help my grandmother and me learn English and acclimate to the community. It wasn't easy for us when we first came to this United States. My parents were still in Somalia, and to this day they still live there. I miss them very much and wish they could have been around to teach me about studying, making friends, setting goals, and being a lady. As a child, I had anxiety so severe that it affected my schoolwork. I had to develop serious test anxiety and needed special assistance in school to take tests. FACETS paired me with a tutor, Ron. I miss him. Ron was always there for me. He helped me overcome my fear of testing. Ron helped me every day and was able to help me get better grades, and because of him I was on the honor roll from 8th grade all the way to my senior year of high school. I know without a doubt that this is only because of Ron. While I was in the middle school and high school, my sisters and I participated in Girls Power Group at the community center. This program gave us the ability to overcome many things we were unable to talk to our parents about because they were thousands of miles away. Like issues like sexual transmitted diseases, emotional stability, and self-esteem building were topics that were covered during the Girl Power groups, issues that I didn't get to share with my parents. Girl Power Group was life-changing for my sisters and me. We took educational field trips, visited local universities, participated in breast cancer awareness walks, and so much more. Those experiences shaped the woman that I am today. It was my senior year and graduation was near. I was so excited to take the next step in my life. FACETS provided me, again, with assisting for helping me pay with my SATs, completing the FAFSA to qualify for financial aid and assistance, submitting numerous college applications. Their support didn't end there. They even helped me with getting a car. This was significant for me because I was not able to get to and from school on my own. In many ways, I felt empowered by having this car. I was able to make decisions about my future. I was capable of taking steps to achieve my goals. The next chapter for me reads, a certified nurse assistant becomes a registered nurse for the labor and delivery unit at the top hospital in the region, a model of achievement in her community. Fatima shares the skills and experiences she has as a young girl to empower the disadvantaged girls in the community. Thank you for listening to my story, and the most importantly, thank you for helping me write the next chapter in my life.
Fatima, we are so happy to hear that inspirational story. Thanks for sharing it with us. We're going to hear next from a gentleman named James. I'm sorry. James initially lost his job, and at that time he was left homeless with his 2 sons. With the help of FACETS, though, James and his boys are now housed. James is excelling in his career, so please help me in welcoming James to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. I am so grateful for this opportunity to speak on behalf of FACETS and what they have done for me. Excuse me for being emotional, but this is a very exciting time for me in my life, and I'm just so grateful for all that FACETS has done for me. Over 6 years ago, I was divorced. As she said, I lost my job. I lost everything. I had my 2 sons with me, James, who is 15, and Jordan, who is 12. I didn't know what I was going to do. I had a condominium that was going into foreclosure. I contacted Fairfax County Coordinated Services, and they referred me to FACETS. And ever since that day, my life has changed. I was put in contact with Miss Emmanuel, and she helped me every step of the way to get to where I am today. She didn't make me feel lower than I already felt, because I was bewildered, I was confused, I didn't know what to do. But she held me by the hand and she walked me through this program. They helped me prepare a budget. They provided me with the most basic of needs as far as toiletries, everything. When I lost my job, I had to get a new career. I began to study for the pharmacy technician exam. They went so far as to pay for my examination fee, and today I am a certified pharmacy technician. Not only did FACETS help me find permanent housing, but they also paid the first month's rent and security deposit. They supplied all of the furniture that is in my apartment. Not only that, the pots and pans, everything. I didn't have to want for anything. And I am so grateful today to stand before you and say that I have the keys to my brand new apartment and it's beautiful. I was so honored to have the opportunity to speak to you all today because of what FACETS has done for me. And I'm just excited to share my story, and I hope that others can be helped through this program. And I just want to say thank you, FACETS, for writing the next chapter in my life, and I look forward to great things to happening for me in the future.
Such compelling testimonials this morning. I'd like to invite you to join me in a final round of applause for all these tremendous speakers, especially Leroy, Fatima, and James. Thanks again, all of you. Well, we have certainly heard powerful stories and seen examples of how FACETS helps write the next chapter for people in need in Fairfax County, and how your impact makes a difference in the lives of so many. As I listened to people speak this morning too, I was really struck by the obvious dedication of the FACETS staff and the respect that they show for each child and adult they come in contact with. And I thought too about how FACETS programs have helped so many people in this community get back on their feet. The safety net that FACETS provides for Fairfax County is critical and so worthy of everyone's support. And to echo Nadia's words, one person can make a difference. And by all of you joining us today, you are showing that care and concern for our neighbors who hope to leave the effects of poverty behind. As we leave this morning, I ask you to remember the stories you've heard today. Please share them with other people. Tell your coworkers, your friends, your family. Let them know that each of us has a role to play in breaking the cycle of poverty. We want to create a future where everyone in Fairfax County has access to adequate and affordable housing, a future where no one is homeless. Thanks again for joining us. This concludes our program. Enjoy that beautiful weather today, courtesy of the NBC4 weather staff. Take care, everyone.